What's up everybody, Greg here with Lensprotogo, and we're back with the third lens in the Zeiss Supreme Prime set, the 35mm. Today we're going to be looking at some optics tests, looking at the flaring, breathing, bokeh, edge distortion, and sharpness, as well as the focus roll-off. We also did a things to know video sort of covering the exterior. If you want to check it out, I'll throw a link to it right up here. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into the first test. I hope you guys enjoy. So starting off with the breathing test, we're wide open at a T1.5, and we're just going to rack focus from close focus to infinity, and then all the way through that focus range. As you can see, as all of these lenses, they don't really have a lot of zooming in and out. You do see the lens start to blur as we get really close focus, but it's not zooming the actual lens. You're not seeing any movement in it, which is really nice to see on these, and it's pretty consistent through all the lenses in the set. Next up, we're going to look at the bokeh, and we're at T1.5 going all the way down to T22, which is super closed down. Our chart is about 3.5 feet away from us, and the wall is about 20 feet behind that. As you can see, we're getting some really nice circular bokeh on the Christmas lights that are hanging above the window there, and just in general, a really smooth and pleasing blur in the background. Up next is our edge distortion and sharpness. Now this lens, we're going to start to lose a lot of the distortion we saw with the 29 and 25mm, almost none on the sides there. And again, we keep that sharpness all the way to the corners. That's where this lens really shines over getting something like the CP3, is into those corner areas. You have that sharpness all the way through. Going back to the center. And then we're going to jump over to our flaring. Again, just turning on a light, starting dim and moving it around. We don't see a ton of flares here, and then I'm going to brighten it up, and you'll start to see a little bit more. But again, these lenses really control the flares pretty well. You keep that contrast on your subject and you don't lose any interest. It really just adds a nice little touch of highlights from the flare. And I'm going to move it around the outside here so you can see a little bit of the burst and you see a little bit of colors coming in. But again, it's not overpowering. This light's really, really bright, so having the control that it does with this light is great. Next up is our close focus, and we're at 13 inches on the 35mm. This is the same close focus distance as the 29 and is definitely the tightest shot that you can get of all the lenses in the set. And then the last thing we're going to look at is that focus roll-off again. Similar to the rest of the lenses, like I keep saying, we're having a really nice transition from that in focus to out of focus areas. You're seeing that blur from really sharp, tack sharp for where you're in focus, and then nice fall off and roll off into the out of focus areas. So that's going to wrap it up for the lens test of the Zeiss Supreme Prime 35mm T1.5. If you guys have any questions about the test that we ran or the lens in general, make sure to let me know in the comments below. If you want to try this lens out for yourself, head over to the links in the description. If you guys want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for new videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.